Welcome, Calming My Compass audience. Find a comfortable seat. Here, within the gentle hum of the espresso machine and the soft warmth of a well-held cup, the world outside slows to a manageable pace. This coffee shop is more than a place for a caffeine fix. It is a sanctuary for the quiet truths we carry, a stage for the unspoken confessions that shape our lives. In the next few moments, we invite you to simply listen, to witness the raw and beautiful humanity that unfolds when people pause, breathe, and finally give voice to what has been silently steering their hearts. Consider this your invitation to a front row seat to the soul. For our visual impaired audience, this audio story unfolds in a neighborhood coffee shop, a warm sanctuary filled with the rich aroma of brewing coffee and the gentle sounds of clinking cups and a humming espresso machine. We begin with Charlie, a long-time regular, confessing to the owner, Morag, that his daily visits were to hear her kind laughter after a decade of loneliness. This moment of courage ripples through the shop, touching a young barista's shy crush, a couple's painful breakup, a shocking revelation about a departure into witness protection, and a tender reunion after 20 years. An elderly couple unburdens a secret affair forgiven by a late husband. A blogger is gently exposed by her subject. A man pleads for one last chance at sobriety. And a husband reveals his therapy was his act of infidelity during his wife's illness. The narrative weaves these intimate confessions together, showing how a shared space can hold so many hidden truths, and it concludes as the shop closes, with Charlie returning to finally ask Morag to dinner, leaving us with a hopeful sense that this haven for hearts is never truly closed. We hope this descriptive journey provides a comforting and engaging experience for all listeners of the Calming My Compass community. Part 1. The Regular. We have Charlie in his 60s, a retired baker. He sits at the counter, while Morag, also in her 60s, who is the owner of the shop, gently wipes a mug. The bell above the door chimed, and Morag, the shop owner, didn't need to look up to know it was Charlie. For 12 years, he'd taken the same stool at the counter at 3:15 p.m. 2 sugars, no eye contact. You're a creature of habit, she said, sliding his mug across the polished wood. Charlie's hands, gnarled from a lifetime of baking, wrapped around the warmth. The habit wasn't the coffee, he confessed, his voice a low rumble. It was your laugh. My wife? She's been gone 10 years now. I just needed a place to hear a kind sound. Your laugh was my sunrise. He placed exact change on the counter and walked out, leaving Morag in a stunned silence that was broken only by the frantic hiss of the steam wand from Leo, the young barista. Part 2. The Barista's Crush. Leo, in his 20s, a barista, fumbles with the espresso machine. Jess, also in her 20s, a regular, approaches the counter. Leo was too preoccupied to notice Charlie's exit, his own heart hammering, as Jess, the 9:15 a.m. regular, approached. The usual Jess? Oat flat white, extra hot, he managed, his face flushing. You have a better memory than my own mother, she laughed. It's not memory, he blurted out. I have a note in my phone. Jess, coffee, smile, 9:15 a.m. Jess looked at him, a curious smile playing on her lips. You take notes on my order. Leo's blush deepened. Just the coffee part, he whispered, handing her the prepaid cup. The smile. I just remember. Me Part 3. The Failed Proposal. Both in their 30s, Ben stares into an untouched coffee. Maya sits opposite him, arms crossed. Across the room, the air was thick with a different kind of tension. Ben stared into his untouched Americano, the ghost of a ring heavy in his pocket. "I had it for 6 months," he told Maya, who sat with her arms crossed. "Why didn't you ever ask, Ben?" she pressed, her voice tight. "Because every time we came here," he sighed, "you'd talk about your 5-year plan." "I was never in it." Maya stood abruptly, her chair scraping against the floor. "You never asked to be," she said, her final words hanging in the air as she left. "The coffee's bitter, just like this." Part 4. The Secret. Alex, in his early 40s, slides a folded note to Sam, who is also in his early 40s. At a nearby table, a more clandestine confession was unfolding. Alex, looking pale, slid a folded note to Sam. "Don't read it here. Wait until you get home," Alex urged. Sam, exasperated, opened it a fraction. "You're leaving the country," he whispered, horrified. "It's not a choice," Alex replied, his voice barely audible. "It's a witness protection detail. I'm sorry." Without another word, Alex walked out of the coffee shop, and it seemed out of Sam's life forever. Part 5. The Reunion. Claire nervously stirs her tea. David enters, looking older. Both are around the same age, mid-30s. The bell chimed again, and Claire looked up from her nervously stirred tea. David stood there, looking 20 years older. "Claire, 20 years, he said, his voice rough with emotion. "You found my email." "I wasn't sure you'd come," she admitted. "I almost didn't," he confessed, sitting down heavily. "After the accident, I pushed everyone away." Claire reached a hand across the table. "I know. I just needed to see you, to see if the man I loved was still in there." David met her gaze, a flicker of the old self in his eyes. "He's trying to be." Part 6. The Unspoken Debt. Susan, early 70s, sips a black coffee. Henry, in his late 70s, joins her. At the corner table, Susan waited, her black coffee growing cold. Henry joined her, his movements slow. "You asked to see me, Susan. After Arthur's funeral," he began. "Arthur was my husband for 40 years, and your best friend," Susan stated, her voice steady. "I know. I miss him too," Henry replied, his hand trembling. Susan leaned closer. "He left a letter." "He knew, Henry. He knew about us. And he forgave us." The rattling of Henry's saucer was the only sound as the weight of a decades-old secret finally lifted. Part 7. The Side Hustle. Chloe, 20s, is on her laptop. Riley, 20s, a fellow student, slides into the seat opposite. The quiet was broken by a confrontation at the student table. Riley slid into the seat opposite Chloe, who was typing furiously on her laptop. "Your freelance writing pays for a lot of lattes," Riley noted. "It's a good gig." "Flexible," Chloe said defensively. "I know. I read your blog. The Barista Chronicles. You've written about all of us," Riley revealed, watching Chloe pale. "Is the story about the girl with the green scarf falling for the quiet musician fiction too?" Riley asked, a small smile gracing her lips as she touched the green scarf around her own neck. Part 8. The Ultimatum. Mark, late 30s, grips his cup. Anna, early 30s, looks at him, exhausted. The emotional pendulum swung back to anguish as Anna stood to leave Mark. "I can't do this anymore, Mark." The promises, the apologies. "It's a loop," she said, her voice exhausted. Mark gripped his coffee cup, his knuckles white. "This time is different. I'm getting help. I start a program on Monday," he pleaded. "You said that last month," Anna countered, her hand on her bag. "I'm saying it now with a coffee in my hand, not a drink," he said, his voice desperate but clear. "Please, one more chance." Anna looked at his steady, sober hands and, after a long moment, gave a single tentative nod. Part 9. The Revelation. Both Tom and Lena are in their 40s, celebrating with pastries. At the next table, a celebration was taking a sharp turn. Tom and Lena had been laughing over pastries. "I still can't believe it. A clean bill of health. We have our whole lives back," Lena beamed. "We do," Tom agreed, his smile fading. "And I need to come clean. When you were sick, I was so scared. I saw someone else." Lena's joy vanished. "What?" she breathed. "Dr. Evans, a therapist." "Once a week," Tom clarified quickly. "I had to be strong for you, so I paid someone to be strong for me." Relief and love flooded Lena's features, and she reached across the table, taking his hand in hers. Part 10. The New Beginning. Morag, the owner, is closing up. Charlie, from Part 1, enters. The clock on the wall showed 3:45 p.m. The half hour was up. The shop was empty, the final customer gone. Morag was wiping down the counters, Charlie's confessions still echoing in her mind when the bell chimed one last time. Charlie stood in the doorway. "We're closed, Charlie," she said softly. "I know," he replied, his voice steadier than she'd ever heard it. "I was hoping you might be open for something else." "And what's that?" Morag asked, pausing her work. "Dinner, with me," Charlie said. "I've practiced my small talk for 12 years. I think I'm ready." A genuine smile broke across Morag's face. She untied her apron and draped it over the counter. "It's about time," she said, "but I'm choosing the restaurant. No more coffee." And so, as the steam settles and the last stories are shared, the final customer departs, and the chairs are placed gently upon the tables. A profound quiet settles over the shop, leaving behind the lingering echo of courage and connection. Many of us can let these confessions serve as gentle reminders that our hearts, much like a compass, can sometimes waver. They are guided by love, fear, hope, and truth. In the quiet aftermath of such honesty, we are offered a chance to gently hold our own stories, to acknowledge the directions we've traveled, and to recalibrate our inner compass with kindness and grace. For every ending in this shop is simply a new beginning, waiting for its North Star. Each story shared here becomes a gentle reminder that we are all navigating our own complex journeys. And sometimes, the most powerful compass we have is a moment of honesty, shared in a safe harbour. We hope these stories have brought a sense of peace and perspective to your day. If you're seeking more moments of calm and connection to help navigate your own path, we warmly invite you to subscribe to Calming My Compass. Let our community be your next quiet haven. Until next time, be gentle with yourselves